Does your first trade always seem to end in a loss? Why is it that whenever you start something new, a new strategy, a new account, a new time frame, that very first trade just feels like a punch to the gut? You ever catch yourself thinking, what did I do wrong? Or even worse, here I go again. If you've ever felt that way, you are in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to show you not only how to handle that moment, but how some of the greatest heroes in the Bible faced the exact same challenges. And make sure to stick around until the end. I've got a special announcement you're not going to want to miss. So, as many of you know, I have been trading my Darwin X prop firm account for over a year, and it's doing fairly well, coming in around just 20% for the last 12 months. So this success has come with an added bonus of my account graduating from the entry-level silver to the investor-enabled gold level. In fact, not only did my account become investor-enabled, but I actually picked up my first investor, which brings us in a whole new basket of emotions to deal with, but that's a whole other video. So as you can imagine, I was very excited to be called up to the big leagues. So what do you think happened on my very first trade in this new arena, with real people watching, wondering if they should invest their money with me? That's right, full stop loss. Mind you, this strategy I've been trading for 3 years rarely hits a full 1% stop out. It can happen, but the system is designed to exit earlier. Most losses don't reach that full stop. But wouldn't you know it, as soon as I start trading this new opportunity, as soon as I can envision real eyeballs watching my account, waiting for me to hit my usual monthly return percentage, my first impression to them is, well, there goes 1%. So now I'm sitting here faced with choices. I can whine and complain about it. 2, I can quit. I can change the way I do everything, or I can put it behind me and just keep going. Okay, sure. I can whine and complain no matter what I do, because, I can multitask. Hey guys, we'll get back to the video in just a second, but I wanted to take just a minute to talk to you about trading with joy. Now, as far as I know, this is the only book ever written about trading from a biblical perspective. And what we do is we walk through the fruit of the Spirit from Galatians to help you overcome discouragement that plagues all of us as traders. And we go through each one of those, from love, joy, peace, patience, all the way to self-control, until we get to the point where we can actually trade with joy every single day. And then we go out and spread that joy to others and help them along in their journey. So if you have not gotten it yet, I would encourage you to go to tradingwithjoybook.com. There'll be a link down in the description. And we've got this in paperback, there's an ebook, and there's an audio book. And coming soon, we'll have a video version of this as well. So thanks for watching. Now back to the video. But what I should do is look at what my trading manual says. I'm talking about the world's best trading manual, our Bible. Now, I doubt anyone in the Bible was losing 1% on the USD CAD, but they did face similar starts to something big. So let's look at a few cases where someone was given an amazing new opportunity, and the first thing they faced was adversity. Think about Joseph from the Old Testament. He was given a vision that the sun and moon and stars would all bow down to him. We can set aside the dubious wisdom of sharing this with his brothers. I mean, he had 11 brothers. He probably could have guessed how they'd react, but anyway. Did he immediately ascend the throne and rule over the world? No. The first thing that happened was his brothers threw him into a pit to die, and then later sold him into slavery. What about the Apostle Paul? Now, he meets Jesus on the way to Damascus and is eventually told he is going to be the bearer of the gospel news to the entire world, Jew and Gentile. But what's the first thing that happens? He is struck blind and told to go wait for instructions. The best example we have is the Lord Jesus himself. He gets baptized by John the Baptist, comes up out of the water, and says the heavens open and the Spirit of God descends on him like a dove. And a voice announces from heaven to everyone within earshot, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." And what does it say happened next? Immediately, he was led into the desert to be tempted for 40 days with no food or water. I'm sure that neither Joseph nor Paul thought things were going to plan. But the good news is that regardless of how they viewed their situation, Everything was going according to God's plan. Each of them submitted to God's plan. And that's the example to us for how to deal with adversity. So am I saying that this full stop out was God's plan? I have no idea. But it is absolutely within the parameters of my trade plan. It's the plan I spent months building and 3 years trading day in and day out. From the perspective of my trade plan, this loss is no different than any other loss. And a year from now, this loss will be no different than any other one from my perspective. The only difference is my perception of this trade as being the first one, and the excitement and, dare I say, emotion that I have attached to it. And emotion is most certainly not part of the plan. So how do we deal with this? The answer is simple. We trade our plan one trade at a time. We get out of our own way, which means we quiet all the voices in our head, leave behind all the emotional baggage, and do what we know we should do, regardless of how we feel about it. And then comes the most important step of all. We go out and we do it again, one trade at a time, over and over again, on repeat. We do the same thing over and over again and expect the same result, which is how we defined trading with discipline in the book. And so, yeah, losses are part of the result. They are part of the plan, and I get it. Losing sucks. I said that from the beginning. Losing requires patience, which also sucks and may very well be the title of my next book. If you need help in this arena, I've got a new opportunity for you. We have a free web class that we're going to be putting out every week that tackles these issues head on. We're calling it Biblical Trading, the 3 Lies That Stop You From Leaving a Legacy. And you can sign up for free by following the link below. Guys, never forget that we are here to help you in whatever way we possibly can. I know discouragement seems like a constant companion sometimes. And if you want to know more about how to deal with that, how to combat this discouragement, I encourage you to watch this video next, where I go into this subject in more detail. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you over in the next video.